COVID has shown us that we do not work well at home, especially the creative type. I talk to so many designers, I coach a lot of designers where they're just bored out of their mind. Creative people are collaborative by nature. They want to run ideas by people. They don't want to stare at a wall. So if you're working in a co-working space and right beside you, let's say I'm an architect, right beside me a structural engineer, and I'm designing this really funky design, I can walk down to there because I've built a relationship with them and say, hey, I'm thinking about this roof design. What do you think? So now I'm tapping onto their knowledge, right? And then I can go talk to the lighting designer. I can go talk to a contractor. How would you build this funky roof, right? Maybe there's a roofer there. What kind of project is there? So we become this really nice community, this village that co-support each other through referrals, through knowledge base, just through good conversation, right? Because we know our struggles in our industry. That's what I'm trying to build with CoFunction. And on the entrepreneur side, to help them with that, the biggest problem with, I would say, startups and entrepreneurs is it's hard to build credibility, right? We talk about social media, we talk about website. Yes, that builds credibility. But what happens when you bring in a client to sign that contract? Are you bringing them to a cafe? Are you bringing them to your basement home office? Where's the credibility? What if you can tap into a large office without paying the 5-year lease and committing to that, without paying the big renovation costs to have an office? You know, you can't justify, if you're like 2 people, 3 people, you can't justify leasing 1,000 square foot space. So that's the thing that I'm trying to solve with the co-working piece, is if you as a startup and solopreneur, if I can give you with one simple monthly price that covers your rent, covers your furniture, covers your fiber optic internet, your kitchen use, your utilities, your cleaning, janitorial, all in one price, wouldn't that be a much simpler way and mitigates your risk? Because now you're not tied to 5 years lease. You know, my minimum term is 3 months. After that, you give me 1 month notice, you're out of there. You can either leave, go back home if you wish, or you can scale up because you hired a new staff. You can move to a bigger office. You can scale down because economy is no good. There's huge benefits to that. You know, so yeah.
I think you are so precise when you define this business model because you resolve many problems this niche has been facing for a long time, right? Your idea behind the scene is, hey, if you're a home designer or if you're a contractor, a trader, a roofer, you have better chances to succeed if you are interacting with other companies in the same niche or industry.
Yes.
Is that the concept?
Yeah, because you're co-supporting each other, right? The builder will refer you business if you're a roofer. The architect might refer you as a roofer, but they'll definitely need a contractor to bid on for their projects. So there's this symbiotic relationship that we have to have in our industry. You cannot do a project by yourself. It's just impossible.
And actually, if you consider the leasing price or the renting space price, it's the greatest deal ever. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to be renting a space and it's on demand, right?
Right.
So you don't pay more if you don't need, right? Plus, you have the opportunity to connect with many other people in the same industry that will support your business and make you visible.
Yeah.
So I think if I would be a home designer or a roofer or a trader or a contractor, I would not lose this opportunity. Right. Because people can grow their businesses just interacting with people in the same co-working space.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
That is the idea. And I think a big benefit is we are giving you big office credibility without paying for that big office price. Because imagine your clients, like I said, it's time to sign a contract. Hey, come meet me in my office. They walk through, they see a receptionist there, right? Professional. You have an office there, you'll come out, you can book a meeting room. You can record a podcast if you're an expert content creator. All of those facilities are available to you, and you appear much bigger than your basement home office or your cafe that you're working from. So it's that perception that you want to give to your client.
I totally agree. I think you are so precise into this business model definition. Eric, tell us how people who are watching us right now can contact you or your team in order to check any availability for an office.
Yeah, for sure. CoFunction.ca is our website. That's probably the easiest to get information. There is a form there that you can book for an inquiry call with us or a site tour. We have regular events. So there's three components to CoFunction. There's a workspace. That means private office or dedicated desk. You can rent that from us. But that's not the only way to tap into our community. We will have regular events, whether it's social networking. I will have a business education component because, again, I want to support that business owner. So I will have workshops on business skills. My last one was how to develop high-performance teams, where I teach people how to manage people, how to bring the best out of them. And then there's going to be ongoing education, industry related. So if there's the latest lighting trends, I might bring in a lighting designer to talk about that, latest kitchen trends. So everything to support the growth of that business owner.
It's an entire ecosystem.
Exactly, yeah. That's
Right?
what we're trying to create here.